The UN climate conference has ended and many countries are disappointed. Over 80 nations pushed for a roadmap to transition away from fossil fuels, but negotiators couldn't reach a consensus. Meanwhile, the world is now on track to warm as much as 2.8 degrees by the end of the century.
Some people here in favor of climate action are relieved as they feared the Paris Accord could break apart, but many are simply disappointed as they call the final result diluted, unambitious and not promising much. But there are some wins too. The final text calls for a tripling of adaptation funding until 2035, and the conference led to other multilateral agreements.
Dozens of countries endorsed the new fund aiming to raise 125 billion to protect more than 1 billion hectares of tropical forest. This fund wants to pay $4 per hectare preserved and cut support if countries lose forests. If launched, 20% of the money must go directly to indigenous people and local communities. And so many indigenous people travel to COP this year. There's never been a greater participation by natives in any climate conference, at least I've been to. They are demanding their rights, their territory rights, but also a different approach how to deal with nature. And what they are asking for is actually showing how deeply climate protection is interconnected with democratic values and human rights. Many were unable to access key decision-making zones, prompting frustration and questions on whether their impacts could influence the outcomes. And guess who was let in bigger numbers? Exactly, the fossil fuel industry. At 1,600 participants, they outnumbered every country delegation except for the host, Brazil, by one estimate.
Some call the result a success or a sideways step. If we want to protect the climate, our democracies, our economies, and our societies, we cannot afford this kind of success or sideways step.
Countries will meet again next year in Turkey, but the real test starts now. Leaders will return home and try to turn words into actions to keep warming to 1.5 degrees.